What's up, guys? This is Vox again with another episode. Um, this one's going to be about things to work towards. So once you start getting momentum, you start getting gear, what are some things that you want to work towards to advance basically yourself in the game? So the first thing I would suggest is to finish as many quests as you can, because a lot of things are locked behind doing quests and you want to have access to those. So if you go over here to your codex, you can go to, it's on quests by default. So here's a bunch of quests. You click one. Some of them require a key to be crafted. Some of them just kind of pop up. And any that are available, I would try and do them. They're really good story. They give you a lot of lore and stuff, but they also will unlock parts of the game that you didn't have access to before. Other than that, I would basically just work on collecting weapons and Warframes. Try and get them to level 30, because that'll get you all the mastery XP out of it. Mastery is, and we'll go over this in another video, but it's basically your level. Your gear has levels from 0 to 30, and that gives you basically more room to power them up. But as far as your level, you have a mastery level. Right now I'm 23. I qualified for level 24, but you have to take a test to advance, and it's really hard. I'm having a hard time with it. But every time you level a piece of gear, you get mastery XP. The frames and I think your companions give you twice as much as weapons. But yeah, every piece of gear that you can level to 30 will give you mastery XP, and that basically gets your overall account level up, and that unlocks access to more weapons and things. Some of them are locked behind mastery. Gets you some other perks too. You get more extractors, which we'll go over in another video. You get more loadout slots, so you don't have to switch your pieces of gear around. You can just have a whole tab with your frame and your weapons set up how you like, and you can switch and go back and forth between those. You also, when you level a weapon, it starts off at 0. If you put a forma into it, it'll change one of the slots, and basically it allows you to fit more mods onto your weapon. So when you get to 30, you get 30 mod capacity. If you have a reactor or catalyst in it, which is another thing we'll go over, it'll double that to 60. Every time you put mods on, it drains from the capacity. But you can polarize a slot. You can make it match the type of mod that you have in there, and it'll take half as much capacity when you put it in. So the more times you form a slot, the more powerful mods you can fit on before you run out of capacity. So when you put a form on a weapon, it lowers it back down to 0, and you have to re-level the weapon to 30. Well, whatever your mastery level is, that basically gets added to your basic weapon mod capacity. So when you're at 0, instead of having 0, if you were mastery 20, you would start off with 20 mod capacity instead of 0, and then every level you don't gain any more capacity until you hit 21, and then you'll have 21 capacity, 22, and so on. So since I'm 23, since I haven't advanced, I'm 23, when I forma or when I get a new weapon, I automatically have 23 levels of capacity basically to play with. So it makes it a lot more convenient to level things. You can put mods on it right from the get-go, and you're not working with a basic handicapped weapon, with nothing on it. You get a little bit of power up, so it makes the leveling experience a lot better. So that's a really big perk for me. Yeah, that's basically how to advance your account, so you're going to want to work on that. Basically just collect all the mods you can. That way you can power up any type of weapon you have, frame, make any build you want. And as far as endgame stuff, a lot of people will put a lot of form into tons of different gear. I intend on putting form into every single piece of gear, but that's going to take me quite a while. I have a lot of it done, but there's a ton of weapons and frames, so sometimes people just collect stuff to sell it. There's tons of stuff to do. You can also fill out your codex, which is here, and we'll go over this in another video also. But you have, you know, objects, you have factions, frames, everything in here, and you can scan these enemies and it'll tell you all about them, what they're weak against, strong against, where to find them, what drops they have, things like that. So filling out the codex is another endgame type thing. I've been working on it for a little while. There's tons of stuff you can do. If you're a completionist, there's a lot of things that really will be fun for you to complete. So that's basically something to work towards. Just get more gear, get more mods, power up the gear, and have at it. And be sure to have fun. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.